Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Elena and this is Elena in Wonderland. And today I bring to you my fall TBR. This is my fall TBR journal spread. I think it's very cute. I did use my mom's Autumn Reads planner stickers and I just went with the same color scheme as the pictures itself. So I have my handy dandy journal, handy dandy notebook. If you know, you know. If you're my generation, you know. Anyways, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books here to talk to you. And one of them actually I did have to return to the library. So there is that. I will try to post a picture somewhere here. We'll do our best. Editing Elena. You got this. So the first book on my fall TBR, these are in no particular order. It's just the first that I'm going to talk to you about. And that is Fireborn. And this is by Rosaria Munda, I believe is how you pronounce the last name. The reason why I put this on my fall TBR is one, the colors are very fall. Okay. Red, orange, black, yellow for the gold. That screams fall to me. Second off, dragons. Dragons everywhere, okay? This just makes me feel like fall time. I don't really know why. I don't know much about this either. This was one of my gifts from my best friend Shyla from my advent calendar that she made me last year for Christmas. This is a YA novel. It does say Annie and Lee were only children when a revolution changed their world, giving everyone a chance to test into the governing class of dragon riders. Okay, I don't really want to read further so I don't spoil anything for myself, but a dragon riding book, you'll see a theme here. You'll see a couple themes here, actually. So this is definitely on there, hoping to get to this. The next book I also have is going to be No Gods, No Monsters by Cadwell Turnbull. And this is one of a duology. I'm not sure if it's a duology, but it is in a series. This is the first book. I do know that this has LGBTQ representation, which is making me really excited. But there's also like a mythological aspect to this, as well as political police brutality happening at the same time. It's a very heavily prevalent scene. It even says in the synopsis about the main character's brother being shot and unalived by the cops. And so this sounds heavy, yes, but it also sounds really good and intriguing to me. My best friend also gave me this on the advent calendar as well. So as you can see, I'm trying to get to some of the books that I got last Christmas, so that way I can knock out my TBR anyways, my physical TBR. This one is The Astonishing Color of After. This is by Emily X.R. Pan. And I don't really know anything about this, actually. I just know that this has made people cry. This has won awards, I believe. Like, I think now it's won awards. I'm not even positive about that. It was recommended to me as one of my 12 recommendations as from 12 friends. So I did want to try and knock more off of that list. So that way I can get closer to actually achieving this goal for the first time. I'm really struggling. That's one of the hardest ones every year that I do, and I still fail. This beautiful, gorgeous book is called Bite Marks. This is by Bex DeVoe, and this is a sapphic, polyamorous, LGBTQ, vampire, dark romance. I'm very, very excited. As you know, or I'm sure you know, I love vampires, and the fall to me screams vampires, Van Helsing, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My mom watches that every fall all over again from the beginning to end. It just, the Vampire Diaries makes me want to watch it in fall. Original, all of it. Vampires, vampires, vampires. I love it. I'm obsessed. So I had to add some vampire books. This is brand new, as you all know. I just did my Sinners and Stardust haul. And the next one is Aragon. So this is also YA, and this is by Christopher Polini. If you don't know anything about this book, it is another dragon book. And that's about it, as far as I know. Dragon riders, legends, mythology, stuff like that. That's literally all I know. But I know this fan base is huge, and I'm a little nervous to dive my toes into it. But I'm also very excited because more dragon stuff is coming out, and I want to go back and read like our being my generation's coming of dragon era, I guess. Another vampire book, which yes, this is the Dust Jacket, and that is because I'm 50 pages in already. That is The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent. If you're new here, Carissa Broadbent is one of my favorite authors. I read The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I read that duology, absolutely loved it. I have the indie original editions, one I found in Hawaii, which I thought was literally so freaking cool. But now I own all of them, traditionally published in this version by Bramble. And I don't know, this series has such a soft spot in my heart, especially this duology, the Shadowborn duology, I believe. Yeah, okay. Shadowborn duet is correct. I love Mish and Asar, this couple. I don't know, there's something different about this couple and their chemistry, and just them as individuals are my favorite characters in this whole realm of Crowns of Neaxia so far. I am not ready for their story to end, so I'm savoring every bite of this book. Get it? Bite. Speaking of biting, this is The Lamb by Lucy Rose, and this is about cannibalism. So that's all you need to know going into it. If you like folk horror, I think this is on that edge realm of horror. So far, that's how it feels for me, but it is about cannibalism. So if that is something that is a hard no for you, do not pick this book up, because the very first page is talking about that. And she was 4 years old. So, yes, exactly. I think this is the last one. This is another vampire book. It is called The House of Crimson Hearts by Ruby Rowe. This is a lesbian dark romance. I would say dark romantasy because it's a paranormal romance. It's vampires. And this says, if any of you wish that Damon Salvatore was actually a woman. And I literally, yes, me. Thank you so much. I'm excited for this. This big bad boy, brick, rock, my whole face of a book is Quicksilver, and this is by Kelly Hart. I don't know anything about Quicksilver. I don't remember anything about Quicksilver. It says a 24-year-old Sarah Spain is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange powers she possesses, or the fact that she's been picking pockets and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember. In the land of the unforgiving desert, there isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water, but sooner or later every secret comes out. When Ceres comes face to face with death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gate between realms and is transported to a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myth, of legends, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real. And Ceres has landed right in the middle of the centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. So, this is the first book in a series. This is the new cover as well as traditionally published edition. I'm assuming this guy right here is Quicksilver himself. That's raised. The tier is raised. I kind of like that texture. Oh yeah, so is Quicksilver. Anyways, distracted, ADD, sorry. But I picked this up because I have a really bad problem with FOMO, but besides the fact of my problem with FOMO, this is one of my 12 recs by 12 friends, so I did have to get it anyways. I just decided to get the big old floppy edition, and the goal is to read this fall because I don't want to read it during Christmas time. This one screams fall. Are you kidding me? Headless Hollow. This is by Brooklyn Cross. It's a very beautiful special edition. The pages are black. I just think that is the coolest thing ever. I don't know how much something like that would ever cost. But I did get this from the Sinners and Stardust goodie bag as well. I know this is a Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman retelling. And honestly, that's all I really needed to know. I know it's dark romance. It's really, really spicy. It starts off right in the middle of the spicy scene, which I don't mind. It's also really short, so I think that'll be nice to have like a short, small book in fall while reading all of these big chunky ones that I've been showing you. And another Sinners and Stardust book that I want to get to is One Little Nightmare. This is by Dawn Darling. This is about a girl who finds a man in an insane asylum, and it focuses more on the psychological horror aspect or psychological thriller aspect of the book with a side plot of romance. The author actually did go to school and has a bachelor's of psychology, which I think is so funny because that's what I'm going to school for right now. And she decided to become an author instead and write books. So I was recommended this book and she talked to me a little bit about it and I was immediately sold. I can't wait to read it. I think this one is definitely going to be an October read though. And okay, the last book that I have physically, I did lie. It is a vampire book. This is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. And if you don't know what this is, if you have been living under a rock, this book came out over the summertime and everybody and their mama has been raving about it. It is toxic lesbian vampires, and that's exactly how the author pitches this novel. It is also all Elena needed to know to buy the book. So I don't know what else to tell you, but those are some of my favorite things in life. I wish vampires were real sometimes, but not the scary ones, okay? Not the scary ones. Okay, the last book I'm going to tell you about is A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. If you watched my September's TBR, this is one of the books I got from the library. I will put a picture somewhere over here. Anyways, I just finished this book actually, so yay for me. I'm so happy. I can cross it off the list for the fall TBR, and I like to write a little date by it with the date that I finished it. Anyways, so this book is about Mariel, and Oz is his short version of his name. I can't ever pronounce the full name right. I just struggle with it, so we're just going to say Mariel and Oz. Mariel accidentally summons this demon, Oz, and he is now there to make a soul bargain. Now, Mariel doesn't want to give up her soul. That was not the point. That wasn't what she was trying to do anyway. She was trying to do something completely different, and her magic just brought him instead. So you go along this book, basically going back and forth between the two, trying to get the soul bargain completed, fighting against the soul bargain being a thing in general, trying to find a solution to where they wouldn't have to do the bargain. And then it is like a cozy fantasy rom-com. So you do have those funny romantic comedy moments. I just will say I forgot how predictable cozy fantasy is because of reading so much high fantasy. My brain is so used to more complex plot lines and more complex decisions being made by characters that I knew exactly what was going to happen at the end of the book. And I'm not fully disappointed. I'm just a little let down with my personal self. It's nothing against the book, nothing against the author. I enjoyed it. I ended up actually listening to the audiobook and returning the physical copy because I didn't have enough time anyways to read the book. However, I will just say that maybe cozy fantasy is not for me. I do know I like cozy mystery. It's a different aspect as well. It's not as high stakes. Cozy anything isn't going to be high stakes, which is fine, but that also makes me feel like it's very fall. Your resting period, you're preparing for winter, you're going into this new season. I feel like fall screams coziness, blankets, sweaters, warmth, candles, all the things, pumpkin spice lattes, everything you can imagine. That's what I'm envisioning exactly. So those are going to be the books that I have on my physical TBR for my fall TBR specifically. And if you have any books on your fall TBR, or do you even like to read seasonally, like are you a mood reader? Just let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to know what you're reading. Hope you have a great day, and don't forget to stay curious and curiouser. Bye!